didn't know where to start, but first I'll say congratulations, both on the
Oh,
film
that's a
and
good place to
your
start. Great.
multiple Oscar wins.
Well, thank you.
Um, let's start with that. So you won for visual effects for Jungle
Mm.
Book. When did you know during or after that film that The Lion King would be next, and what was your first reaction to that?
Well, it's a daunting idea that we were doing Jungle Book at the time, and because we're sort of pulling it off, as we're starting to see some of the images, I think it was in John's head that, and maybe Disney's head as well, that we can do this. We can make other movies in the same kind of photoreal style.
Sure.
So somewhere in that is when I think John got the idea that the next challenge is take this particular source material and make it photoreal, and that might be a great experience. So it was right about as we're finishing Jungle Book.
And you knew right away, yes, I'm going to do that.
Sort of. It was a little daunting at first because
Hmm.
it's such a well-loved story, and what could we do differently? We knew that the photographic style would be different. It would be a different venue than the cartoon and then the
Hmm.
Broadway play. So we knew that, and when you actually see the movie and see these some outlandish scenes, it's like, well, how are we going to, depict that? And then the singing was a bit of a thing.
Sure.
And at one point it was like, well, we can't really make them dance because then it really kind of blows the photoreality. The other one, so there were some challenges that once you say, yeah, we can do it, then there were some real things to overcome.
How would you compare, or I suppose, what would be the biggest differences building off of that for you and your team? Like once you're halfway through The Lion King, what would you say the biggest challenges or differences were
Oh,
for you?
the challenge is always keeping a certain level. We start out at a very high level, and to keep it for 1,400 shots done over 3 years, and keep the same taste level and all that was rather difficult because you're starting to get into when you depict something that takes like 80 hours a frame and there's three characters in it. Well, now then you have 40. It's like,
Hmm.
wow, how do we keep that level up? And we kept it up by getting millions more computers to actually compute it all. So that's one of the production ways of fixing that issue. But you couldn't feel like you could go down. You couldn't say, well, we'll make this really great, but then we have to save, some money or time or whatever, because of the how difficult the next thing is. So you have to kind of keep on rising the level of difficulty up.
Sure, and you're still learning and mastering these processes along the way. But on top of
Yeah.
that, like once all this work is done, or as best as can be, we have designs for these characters, you have the
Mhm.
animations, you have these beautiful visuals. All that work's been done. The foundation is there. Do you want to see that used again for more Lion King, whether it's a sequel or spin-off shows like they did with the original film?
I don't know if I do, but I think Disney might. I mean, I think I've loved doing this, and I don't know exactly how to do it any better necessarily.
Sure.
So I'm maybe more interested in seeing a different venue, a different way of depicting a movie. But I think they may be really interested. I mean, there's Bambi, there's all kinds of titles
Yeah.
that could be a new way of viewing that, and we love the fact that the new audience who maybe don't see the cartoon as often as like my kids did, or maybe they don't want to see the cartoon anymore because now they're sophisticated and seeing all these 3D movies. They got a chance to experience this movie with a brand new, modern technology depiction of it, and enjoyed it every bit as much as my kids did and
Sure.
seeing the animated thing. So obviously, I think that way of working is really. Will live on. I think
Yeah.
I think they will want to make more movies like this.
So you've worked with two different sets of animals with Jungle Book and now
Yeah.
this. Just personally speaking, if you could choose an animal or animals or even an environment to see in another big budget film like this, what would you like to see on the screen?
Wow, that's tough. For some reason, Bambi comes to mind. I don't know why, because it's another a film that you so admired watching the animated version of it. That is something about those characters and everything that I think, if done this particular style with a lot of taste in it, that it would be really a
Sure.
great experience, a really great film.
My last question. You worked on two of my favorite shows of all time. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Star Trek.
Okay.
the
Yeah, I
next
thought
the
so.
next
Since that's the only
generation
two shows I worked on. Yeah. Mhm.
and DS9.
Mhm.
I was wondering if you had seen the newer shows like
Yeah.
Discovery, and if you've seen what's coming up with Picard and bringing back that cast. I was wondering what your thoughts are on all that.
Well, we so loved working with that cast. I mean, I had the greatest time. It was very familial when I did it,
Sure.
and the fact that they created these characters and they sort of go away,
Yeah.
was kind of like a sort of sadness to it. That the fact that there's yet another show that they can be in and get together, and they were fantastic. Patrick and Lavar and
Oh yeah,
Jonathan, all these people were so much fun to work with. I had a ball. So I'm delighted that they have another place where those characters could can live again.
great. Just to wrap it up, can you say what you're working on next?
I wish I could. I don't know what I'm working on next.
Oh,
There's a couple things out there that I can't
right.
say because they haven't been greenlit yet. But
Well, I hope you have a break at least before
yes,
that. So,
I will. Thanks.
congrats again and thank you for your
Oh,
time.
thank you. I
Cheers.
appreciate it.